So that's it at the end of the final whistle. It was Nigeria 1, Tunisia 1. Let me get you talking, Mitchell. You think Coach Sunday Olise got it wrong with starting Chisom Chikatara?
I don't think he will sleep in the night and think that he got it wrong. I think he got it right. Obviously, Chikatara delivered. He scored the goal that mattered, and they kept the Tunisian defense busy in the first half. So they didn't get to organize the attack.
Because they were watching him.
Yeah, they were watching him. I thought Olise didn't read the game towards the end effectively. When the Tunisian coach decided to remove the defender and bring in the attacker, then the Tunisian coach was going totally offensive. He needed now to also attack because the defense was suspect. There were less players in the defense. He needed to go on the offensive. But I think plenty of respect. Don't forget, Olise has a Tunisian wife. They may have been talking about this game for quite a while. And a good result for him, no doubt.
Yeah.
And as I said, for me, the whole spirit of this competition is the exposure. Going onto the big stage, getting the desired recognition, and then finding the platform to excel. Now, Olise has the base, the skeleton of a team he can build against Egypt, which is critical for the Nations Cup qualifier. So he needs to beef up the skeleton of the team, give it a bit of flesh, and now we can now start talking about building a team. This is how to go about it.
That's
and I think those who came up with the idea of the Nations Cup, the Nations Championship, were really doing the right thinking. You look at the Nations Cup, all through, you have foreign-based players. When it's ended, the legacies, they carry it to Europe. They don't keep it in Africa. They don't keep it in Africa. How many? 2 games now, we're talking about players who can make it in Europe. And you can imagine what the scouts will be doing. Even for the Tunisians.
Yes.
Even
the Guineans.
The guy who scored the goal for Tunisia. He has 3 goals in this competition.
Akaichi, very good striker, lovely positioning, confirmation of the result. Nigeria won, Tunisia won, and then see what happened to Guinea again.
No, that has given us he's giving us the edge.
But left it open. It's still open.
Very, very open. Indeed, it's an intriguing group, delicately poised, as they will say. Niger now will go for a broke against Tunisia. And somehow, West African teams and North African teams, there is a sense of balance now. And anything is possible, especially at this level, where they are home-based players. They just want to enjoy the game and they play the way they feel. So anything is possible. Guinea, this is their second draw for Tunisia, second draw. So Nigeria now has a comfortable padding. We need to just
should be careful.
Very careful.
Should be careful. Must avoid defeat because, Michelle, if you look at the group, look at it. It looks fine when you see Nigeria up there, but anything can just happen.
If the Guinea that stopped us from going to Equatorial Guinea
in 2012.
Yes, but that was a tactical mistake. We were leading, we were comfortable. We needed to score more goals, which is perhaps what you say of a coach like Samson Siasia. Of all the Nigerian coaches, he is the most offensive, and adventurous. He loves seeing the players go for goals.
Out there, I don't care.
I don't care how many goals I concede, but go for goals, and that's why you see him really at this level. He's excellent. But then it's a good place to see Nigeria. The group is still open, as they say. The last game will determine, and Nigeria will be moving, a sense of movement in terms. But you have to give it to the people of Rwanda. They've shown that to host their first major tournament, they love the game.
That's right.
And they are coming out.
That's right.
It reminds me when I went to the city of 1,000 hills. That's what Kigali is all about. And it's a beautiful place. It's like they've learned the lessons of war, unlike us, as some will say. Now they are really trying to build a nation.
Yeah.
And they are using football, sports particularly. Kagame has been attending all the games.
Yeah.
That's the president.
That's right.
Of course, he's dynamic. He used to have a sports minister who was an ambassador in Nigeria who, is now on the side. Of course, when presidents start going for third term, a lot of complications. But we don't go to all of that. Rwanda, it's a very good competition.
Good appreciation for the game. You see the fans coming out, and it's rubbing off on their football. The support is pushing the team. They're already in the quarterfinals.
And CAF is thinking, bringing in some of the stars, the African legends.
That's another good thing they are doing. Ciro Jamila watching, you'll be motivated.
Why not? The Cameroonian team, perhaps they will say this is where you can really get the attention of a player like Roger, who can recommend. He can make recommendations to good scouts out there.
Right.
Say, I have watched this player. I think it's good. You take another look.
That's right.
And that's revenue. We're talking about football as big business, and it's a good thing to see Nigerians beginning to. Really wrap themselves around the idea of a home-based Eagles. I don't like the name Chan Eagles. Eagles are Eagles.
Eagles are Eagles. That's what we say here. We say the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We're trying to establish some connection with the team in Kigali, so we'll get to know their reactions after that game. But Amiche, while we get that going, what do you think Coach Sunday Olise should do differently against Guinea?
I think he has the benefit of 2 games the Guineans have played. Now he can sit down and watch and know exactly. He has to be economic in his approach. What do I go for? Just a point, or do I go for a win? Sometimes you go for a win and you get a draw, you are consoled. So it's good. But I think Nigerians are confident. The players are confident. Chikatara, for instance, he came into this game knowing that he could score, and he scored. Osas knows that he too can give the assist. He did. And then the defense. The goalkeeper is splendid.
Ike Chukwueze is very good.
For me, is the number 1.
He has grown.
He's grown. He's shown the maturity.
That's right.
And then Igbenegbu should come in early. I
think he brings some stability.
Yeah, he's experienced. Yeah. When you look at a player who has featured in 4 editions of the beach soccer, he brings that experience.
So he understands balance.
Balance, ball control, and then the comfort on the ball. You get it only when you play barefooted on sand. Even the direction of your shot. He had an opportunity to score. Yeah. If he had done that, it would have been a good, I would have said an anointing for a player who has given so much.
There are a lot of good players in this team. Don't you think we should ask question why the coach didn't think about his midfield? An option is Ezekiel Bassi of Eimba, a fine player. We didn't get to see him. Maybe with the way Prince Agri was running, you want to pull him back and see if you can bring in Tunde Adeniji.
Sometimes if you are in a comfort zone as a coach, you don't really want to disrupt the rhythm. You don't want to change the tone of the team. And I think that's why he was hesitant. The team was leading. They had 1 goal. The defense was comfortable, and I think he said, let's get it on. Let's stay with that. But when the Tunisians brought in an attacker and sacrificed the defender, I expected him to go same way. Maybe bring a player in the attack, with Igbenegbu coming to really support the midfield. That midfield is good. Anobi, the guy who kept Mikel on the bench. And they had control. Yeah. But you see, when you are playing a Tunisian team, they are technically solid. And they like to use space, where West African teams don't give them space. It was those days when we were not really exposed.
Over 2 legs, don't try it with them. In a club competition, over 2 legs. Because when they catch you at the back...
Have you watched Congo in this competition?
But it's a reflection of a good league, Mitchell.
They don't have a good league in Congo. The point is that they have a good club in Congo.
Yeah.
Because even where you have Lubumbashi, for you to move from Lubumbashi to Kinshasa, there's really no road. So what are you talking about league? We're saying that this is a club that has been built to really reach the heights. And you have the mayor of the city, who is the chairman of the club, pumped his good money. The stadium, the first time we went there, when we carried Heartland, the final. You know, we played them in the final.
I remember.
That was the final.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a good stadium, but they used the money from CAF winning the Champions League. They put it. That stadium is second to the. And indeed, it's one of the best you can get in the continent now. And when there is football in Lubumbashi, the whole city
comes out,
because that is the game. It is the game, Austin.
Wow, so that's it. Congo doing so well at the African Nations Championship. Nigeria also doing very well, judging by what we have seen in their first game against Nigeria and the one against Tunisia today. 2 good teams played, and they had to share the spoils, and we like it. We're waiting to see what's going to happen against Guinea. Let's see the Group D fixtures. That's right, that's it. Zimbabwe will take on Mali, and Uganda will play Zambia. We keep saying that, Mitchell, this is a good sign that African football is doing well. All these players at this competition, they play their football in Africa. We've seen good football. You cannot come out and say Zambia will beat Uganda or Mali will beat Zimbabwe.
The exciting thing is that the CAF has not reduced their standard, the organizational standard. They've kept the standard, the way the Nations Cup itself is, and I think that is good. Of course, it is left for the teams and the players to raise their game. Zimbabwe, Uganda, Zambia. Even on a normal African Nations Cup, the team is essentially home-based. So what is the difference?
That's right. That's right.
Except for Mali, you know, they have
some players in France.
Yeah. But Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, the Cranes, they've not been to the Nations Cup. I think this is really their Nations Cup. I recall that the Cranes stopped us in Ghana in 1978, when you had a team that was good. That was good. They stopped us in the semi-finals and went to lose in the finals. That was the Nations Cup hosted in 1978 in Ghana, in Accra. The team of Odegbami.
Yeah.
And when we came back in Lagos in 1980, you know what happened. Of course,
it was pay time. It was payback time.